It's the day you've all been waiting for. Part 1 of Caught in Traffic 2 is now released, if you're watching this video. I'm sure I've also made some community board posts now as well. But yes, you can head to Patreon, see the reward tier for Caught in Traffic 2, Part 1. It will be there. Obviously, there are other prerequisite steps involved, which I've been going over for a while now, starting with clicking the join button and getting a channel membership. But you also need to be a customer prior to, of a live action title customer prior to September 9th, whenever, 3:30 Eastern Time US, 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time US, when the trailer dropped on September 9th. You need to be a live action title customer prior to that to be eligible to get part 1 of Caught in Traffic 2. Also, you have to have a channel membership, and you have to have bought the full version of the original Caught in Traffic. So, if you bought part 1 of Adventures in Babysitting 2 years ago, you are eligible for Caught in Traffic 2. All you have to do is buy a channel membership and buy the full version of the original Caught in Traffic, and then you're good to go. That's it. So, existing customers, and then channel membership and the full version of Caught in Traffic. But it is available now. It is out if you're watching this. But that's not all we're discussing in this video. We're also talking about me catching the pirate. I know who you are. I know for a fact who you are, and I'm going to explain how. I haven't told this person. I haven't confronted them because I'm kind of laying a trap for them. I know who you are. I do. It's not a theory. You exposed yourself. I know for a fact who you are. And so it's funny, when I made the video talking about piracy before, and recently I made a video where I said, remember the sales chart? I'd said that to you guys. I said, remember that. It'll come back later, the sales chart that I keep. So when the piracy happened about a month ago, it happened on technically 4 different platforms. I did not find out about the 4th one until like a week or so ago, because it was actually like a straight up like hardcore porn platform with our advertiser friendly movie on it, a full 50+ minute movie on a nasty raunchy site, and obviously there's nothing even sexual at all in our video, so why someone would put that on there, I mean, I guess people have problems, I don't know. But yeah, so anyway, I got it all. It's all gone. It's all handled. And that video had like no views on there because people going to that platform have no interest in watching it. I just really weird. But anyway, I handled all of this. And when it happened about a month ago, I was like, who is this? I got to find out who it is. And it was really bothering me because I couldn't figure it out. And I told you guys, I keep a detailed sales chart of everything. And I'm looking and I'm thinking, so with piracy, when piracy happens, it's going to happen soon. It's not going to happen, 2 years later from someone who bought your stuff that then does it. It's going to be someone that was like plotting it, pretty much. They bought and they had an intention of doing this soon. So I'm checking recent sales, trying to figure out who this is. Like, he's got to be able to jump out at me, right? Because here's the thing. I knew they had the full version of Caught in Traffic, Double Trouble, Adventures in Babysitting, and Nap It on the Job. The full version. So somebody bought this from me, like all of these. But here's where they screwed up. I learned very early in this little sting operation, I learned very early that whoever this was did not have ambushed. And that's a big red flag because almost everyone has ambushed, especially people that own those other 4 titles. Ambush is the lowest costing product we have. It's been around the longest. Basically everyone has it. So I knew this person didn't have it. So that's why I'm looking at my sales chart going like, okay, to find someone that has these 4 but not ambushed, this should be easy. And I'm looking and I can't find anybody, especially nobody recent. Like, there was a couple people that fit that description, but they weren't recent, and I just didn't think so. I wasn't buying it. It was them. So a few weeks pass after I get all this handled, and a new customer shows up and buys one of the titles, and I'm programming them into the privacy settings. And all of a sudden, I decide, well, I'm going to go look at the caught in traffic privacy settings and see how many streaming copies of this I've sold, just because I'm curious. Now we're getting ready with caught in traffic 2, and so I load up, parts 1 through 3, and I'm looking at the number of customers, and then I load up the sales chart, my private sales chart, and I'm looking at the sales I have, the numbers. I have a number written down for parts 1 through 3 of caught in traffic, and I notice that the privacy settings are allowing one more person than what I've sold to on my sales chart. Now, if the person has access to it, I put it there. They paid for it. So it's not like someone hacked in and put themselves in or something. I got security. No one, two-step verification. Nobody's doing that. So I did this. Someone bought there's an extra buyer watching than what I have credited. So I'm like, is this a YouTube glitch? Are they just adding one? I did give the girls access to watch Caught in Traffic, so maybe I'm unaccounting for something. I take a look, and it's one higher than what I got. So I have to manually go through the privacy settings with my sales chart and, cross-check every email address given access to every sale I have marked. And sure enough, I find the person who has access that is not on my sales chart. Well, I find the email address. So what I do is I Gmail search this email address that I got to check through my Patreon messages to see who gave me this. And I load up the sales chart once I find this person, this email address, and sure enough, the email address is on my sales chart. But all I have this person credited for is the full version of Adventures in Babysitting. I don't have them credited for the other 3. But they have access to Caught in Traffic. So they paid for it. And I'm going, what's going on here? And so I Gmail search on my Gmail this person's email address, and I find that this Patreon user that I have obviously in my Patreon records did fairly recently do a bulk purchasing option to get Caught in Traffic, Double Trouble, and Napping on the Job. And I didn't mark it on my sales chart for some reason. The only time ever, I don't know if it's because they did a bulk or I just slipped my mind if I was running out the door or what it was, but the only time I know of that I didn't mark a sale was this one time. So here's the thing. I now have the sales chart updated, and sure enough, this person bought those 4, not ambushed, not the escape file, and now I have a recent suspect. Well, on the piracy day, somebody had the brilliant idea to try and upload the full version of Napping on the Job onto YouTube. Now, within several hours, I had it pulled. YouTube sent me a copyright match notification, and I had it pulled. But here's the thing. Before I had the video pulled, I saved the person's YouTube channel address. I saved it. They were using some fake name. Several days later, after the video was pulled, I went back to their YouTube channel that I saved the address URL written down. Went back to it, and the username of the account had changed back to what I'm assuming it originally was. The person, when they pirated Napping on the Job, wrote in the video description, download and share. That's what they put in the video description for my stolen work. Download and share. They were essentially telling people, destroy this business. I'm uploading this video I paid for, and I want to destroy this business. Share this around. This person doesn't know that I saved their channel address, that I know, and here's the thing. When they changed the username back, it matched the Patreon user. The one that had recently bought the 3 missing titles from my sales chart. That person. It's their YouTube channel that pirated Napping on the Job. I know this for a fact. I know it's them. I have it all saved. I busted them. I haven't told him, I haven't confronted him yet, but I know who it is. I know who you are. I know you did it. Either you uploaded to the 4 platforms in total, or you only uploaded to YouTube and you gave them to someone else who uploaded on the other platforms. I don't know if it's all you. Probably. Yeah. So here's the thing. This person can't get Caught in Traffic 2 now, right? Because you have to be on the sales chart prior to September 9th at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Well, this person is on the sales chart prior to September 9th, 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time, U.S., but I know who they are and they're not allowed to see it. So, everyone's going to have to tell me, yeah, this is my email address that I used to be a previous customer. So this guy doesn't have one that isn't banned. So he can't get Caught in Traffic 2. Sorry. He spent almost $200 with us buying this stuff. And then he just decides he's going to go into business for himself, or that he thinks he actually owns my product because he paid for the rights to get to watch it on a streaming platform. I don't know what's going on, but this dude just cost himself this and all future products because he made this stupid decision. If you try and do this, I'm going to catch you. I mean, yeah, I should have caught him right away, and it worked out well that I did it in this case, because then I came up with this new distribution system for Caught in Traffic 2 because of him, and now he can't see it. So, yeah, and buying the original Caught in Traffic is going to be a prerequisite for all the new live-action titles moving forward, I think. So he's going to have to be on the sales chart buying that again. So if he does try and do it again, he's going to have to rebuy what he already bought, which I don't know. We'll see. But don't be stupid. Piracy doesn't work. There's nothing for you to gain from it. All you're doing is trying to destroy my business and stopping me from paying people and making new stuff. It doesn't make any sense. You're not doing anyone any favors. You just lost the ability to watch the new content. That's pretty much all you did. So, yeah, I have busted them. I would advise the person, if they're watching this, not to try and buy Caught in Traffic 2, because again, I know who you are. And I'm going to impose a fine on you. I am fining you $300 for stealing from me. Should have been a lot higher. 2-year suspension and a $300 fine. So if you do try buying Caught in Traffic 2, I'm going to take that money and put it towards your $300 fine. You've been warned. It's up to you. You could confess. I would advise you actually to write me a long apology letter, to just confess to it, because I do know who you are. Sorry. But that's what we have. So we'll see what happens. I'm sure I'll probably end up doing an update video on this at some point to let you guys know. But yeah, Caught in Traffic 2 is now available, Part 1, for previous customers, channel members, full version of Caught in Traffic, the original. It's awesome. It's a lot of action. It was a chaotic mess filming this just because of COVID and people moving. You know, awesome full treatment action. Some of the best stuff we've ever done. Probably the best stuff. Different scenarios, more characters than ever. But the production overall quality and storyline, you know, is not as good as the original Caught in Traffic, I would say. It was just a mess to film this. Things will improve in the future, though. But it's definitely worth watching. You're going to want to see this if you are a previous customer, for sure. That's what I got for you. I will be in touch soon. New stuff coming. Click the join button and get the early access stuff when it drops. Thanks, guys. Talk to you soon.